Aha! You're here. This was a test. This was a stooge test. I set you up. The only reason I made this entire video is so that I could go to the thumbnail and I could put GSP. And you want to know why? I want to know if he's still the top draw. Dana White used to say, I never knew. I could never get a good night's sleep going to a pay-per-view unless George was fighting. I knew we were going to make money. And I will share with you in my 6 years, have I been over about 6 years with you guys? The #1 video I have ever made is about Georges St-Pierre. Millions of views. And I want to see if he still holds up. It's a very hard thing to be remembered. It's a very hard thing to stay relevant. I love to tell you guys about a fortune cookie I received at Lee's Kitchen in Tualatin, Oregon, about 7 miles behind me when I was in the 6th grade. It said, success is something people need to be reminded of often. I turned and I showed it to my mom. I said, what's this mean? And she was telling me that if you're a winner, if you're the best, if you're the champion, you got to come out. Oh, everybody's cheering for you. Everything's great. A few weeks later, they're going to think somebody can beat you. You got to come out and show them again. And they'll praise you and they'll give you the trophy and the pizza and drinks are on me. And about a month will go by and they'll think another team can come in and beat you. You've got to remind them. You got to keep staying #1. And it was just something that I remember. I like the fortune cookie. And here you've got Georges St-Pierre, the top draw of all time. I do not know that that statement is accurate with the immersion of Conor McGregor. George and Conor largely, not completely true, but largely missed each other. They did it completely. There was even talks of getting George and Conor together for fight. Here's my point. George is returning. George is going to grapple. This is going to be December, and this is going to be on Fight Pass. Now, we don't have any more information than that. George is going to return. It's going to be December. It's going to be on Fight Pass. Then, reluctantly to the press release that came out, George, through another media outlet, revealed he wanted it to be at 170 pounds. He didn't confirm that it will be at 170 pounds. He said that he wanted it to be. And there was no opponent, but he has given the impression he's willing to take on anybody in that size range. And he threw some names out. He threw out Khabib's name. He threw out Kamaru Usman's name. Talked about either of the Diaz boys. I didn't hear Gilbert Burns suggested, and Gilbert Burns is the direction I think they're going. Little inside scoop there, which doesn't mean anything. That can all change in a couple of hours. But I don't even know the name of the promotion that's putting it on. I mean, not for nothing. This was like a really kind of dangle, kind of a tease of a press release. So Fight Pass has their own promotion. I don't believe they ever gave it a name. But they do 8 minutes EBI rules, which means you're going to go 8 minutes, anything goes. No strikes, anything else goes. Don't bite them, don't gouge them. And then there's an overtime criteria. So you will have a winner and you will have a loser every time, which not all grappling does. A lot of grappling can get really big names like, say, Georges St-Pierre, because there's a draw mechanism. Don't get submitted, go the distance, play defense, whatever you have to do, get a good sweat going. We'll call it a draw. And I don't believe that that's what Fight Pass is doing. I think that George is really putting it on the line. And it is a game. I know he's got the great coaches with Danaher. I know he's got great workout partners with Gordon Ryan, but I'm just sharing for you, it is a game. How much energy do you want to use in that first frame before you go into the overtime? It's very relevant who his opponent is. It's very relevant. How much experience do they have playing this game? Not the sport, not the fight part of it. George has proved to be the best there, but there's a game happening as well. And I just bring this up because this announcement kind of caught me off guard. I think the opponent greatly matters. I think to get George and to pay that kind of money to get George to take the gamble and take the risk to see if people want to see grappling in the first place, You've got a matchmaker that understands one guy can't draw in this field. We need two. I think we're going to get a great announcement coming up. I really do. I think we're going to get a great announcement. And I know Kamaru Usman is willing to grapple him. Where that goes, we'll see. But give us a little clarity on Kamaru. Been a question right now. Is he now a middleweight? Is he still a welterweight? Is he trying to do catch weights? But I made this piece so that I could put GSP in the thumbnail, let that kick into the algorithm, and see what you guys think. Is he still the top draw? We're going to find out in just a minute.